See, I knew somebody was going to ask this.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Morgan, and this is my mama. What is your name, Mother?
Tina.
Why did it take you so long to answer that?
I was thinking about making something up.
We are going to be answering questions that you have been too afraid to ask your own mother. So we're going to ask my mother. You guys sent in a lot of questions, so let's get to it. But first, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and turn that notification button on. We make Christian videos on life, love, and dating to help you have hope.
And be free.
There we go. First one, here we go.
Okay. I'm ready.
Do moms make us kids do chores because they don't want to clean?
Well, let's be honest. Yes. I mean, yes. Okay, but let me say
Okay.
that we have spent many years before you were able to clean.
It's true.
Cleaning.
That's true.
Okay? And we'll spend many, many years after you're able to cleaning up what you were supposed to clean because you didn't clean it right. So yes, we need help, especially if there's more than one child, you know.
Yes. Oh, by the way, this woman has pushed 4 kids out of her. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have your children involved and helping to run the household.
There you have it. Okay, what is the best way to approach a boy conversation with an overprotective mom?
Was I overprotective?
No, but this is someone else is asking.
Okay.
I don't think you were overprotective. Like, you were protective, but I personally always felt like I could come to my mom and talk to her about stuff. I told her everything. I told on myself. I could not keep secrets from my mom for long.
It was that guilty conscience.
It was.
It's the Holy Spirit convicting her.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
But that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
With an overprotective mom, you probably have a mom that's afraid that you're going to make a mistake, or afraid that they're going to let you make a mistake. So I would definitely first prayerfully pray for discernment on how to approach your mom in that situation. If you're coming to her about a boy, I would hope that you're of dating age.
That's true.
Because if you're coming to her and you're like 11,
your mom's not going to have the best response because you're 11.
You know, maybe it's like your first crush or whatever.
Yeah.
And, but I would definitely say if you're of dating age, she should definitely be open to talking to you about it. My best advice is to pray about it before you go to your mom, and that way you'll have the right kind of spirit. You definitely don't want to have a disrespectful or, you know, kind of haughty attitude when you go to her about this boy, because you've already determined what you're going to do.
Yeah,
that's not the greatest
true.
attitude. Come humbly.
Yes.
And wanting her advice.
Mm-hmm.
Moms always like it when you want their advice.
There you go. Okay, what does it actually feel like to give birth?
Oh! Hey! I don't know if I can totally describe that, but I had 3 children with an epidural, which means you don't feel anything, really. I mean, you just kind of, you know, you're numb from the waist down.
Sign me up.
And then, but I decided to have 1 natural, and it was on purpose that I decided this. And it felt like, the best way I can describe it is like Chinese torture, even though I've never had Chinese torture. That's what it felt. That's what was going through my mind as I was giving birth. I was like, this must be what Chinese torture feels like.
What is even Chinese torture?
I don't know. Well, what I envision
Like-
is like, you know, like clamps on your wrist and your ankles and like tearing your body in half.
Oh, wow.
You know,
That's
like
horrible.
splitting your body in half. That's kind of what it felt like.
Okay, people want to know, how is parental sex life?
I thought this was PG.
Welcome to our channel, Mother. Mom told me to keep it PG, but you all know we like to ask the hard, real, raw questions. You know this.
I know.
She watches our videos and
I
gets
know.
uncomfortable sometimes.
I do. I'm like, I can't watch this. I cannot. Okay, so does somebody really want to know this?
Like 12 people asked it.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right, well, if you are like newly parents and wondering, or you're going to have a baby and you're wondering, I'll tell you straight because nobody ever told me this.
thank you. That's what we want.
Okay, so when the kids are little, I mean, it might be a little challenging only because you're tired more. Because you all day long you have a child hanging on you. You got this and that, and you have to really mindfully conserve your energy for your husband, and vice versa.
That's good.
He's got to conserve his energy for you at times, so that you have the energy to give to one another.
Yeah.
You cannot let all your energy be sucked out by your children or your job or whatever. And so that's what happens when they're little. Now, what happens when they're older and they're not hanging all over you? They don't need you every second. They're up in the middle of the night. They're up really late at night. They're out in the kitchen fixing sandwiches.
We're talking about like teenagers right now? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're trying to be romantic, and you hear clicking and clanking and dishes and people out there laughing, cooking. So that can be a real turn off.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
bad.
it's like, this is not happening. So that's a challenge, to try and find the space where you both can look at each other and not be distracted by what's going on in the other room.
Yeah.
So that's the next challenge of the next phase of life challenge.
So it's a challenge.
It is always kind of a challenge. Yeah, you always have to be very mindful about the needs of each other too. Because your needs don't go away just because your kids are little or your kids are teenagers. I mean, both of you have needs, and you have to really make sure that you're meeting each other's needs. That's my PG answer.
Do your kids ever annoy you, making you want to go away?
Go away like forever?
Go away forever? Go away for a trip?
Oh, wow.
Do moms ever get to a point where they're like, I gotta get out of here?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they? They're humans.
I mean, you feel that way about your dog.
Oh, yes,
So-
I do.
And let's get real. Anybody that you live with is going to get on your nerves at some point. Your
Yeah.
mom or dad is going to get on your nerves,
That's
and you're
true.
going to need to get out of the house. Especially if you're a mom who is an introverted person. So you're not used to all the energy it takes to raise kids, especially if you have an extroverted child. Children.
Oh, dang, I didn't think about that.
And so your extroverted children are, and you're really trying, to listen to them all the time and just be there attentive to their conversation, to their questions, to their saying, Mom, watch me. It's draining
Wow.
on that kind of person. So
Yeah, that's true. That's a
you
good point.
definitely need time to diffuse and get away so you can come back energized.
Do moms?
Mom did it.
Do moms pretend to not know about things that their kids have done or are doing as teens, or just kids, I guess? Doesn't matter what age.
Did you make up this question?
No.
Because I feel like you did.
No!
Well, I did. I can only speak for myself here because, yeah, I did. I knew maybe a little piece of something, and I kind of used that to be like, so you need to tell me, because I know this.
Oh yeah, we had several conversations growing up where she was like, so I'm like, what? Like,
Do you feel guilty about something? Because I definitely know what's going on here. And then you just kind of lead them into that conversation because that they are walking around wondering if you know.
Yeah.
And carrying it around with them, something that they've done they're not supposed to be doing. They know they're not supposed to be doing it. So it really needs to just come out.
But sometimes I feel like moms know things and they just keep it to themselves for like years sometimes.
This is true.
Ugh.
I did know some things. Yeah.
Yeah, she knew some things about me.
But well, you know, sometimes I feel like, you know, moms feel like they have to have too much control over their children and too much control over their children's spiritual life. You teach them about, you know, Jesus and see them, you know, have that relationship, and you watch them grow, you know, spiritually, but then you know later, you know, maybe they're not following that path that they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you try and talk to them about it, but if they're not, you know, fastening up with something, or you just kind of this feeling like, yeah, something's not right here.
Mm-hmm.
But they're, you know, say 18 or older,
which was the case for me.
you just kind of have to sit back, honestly. You cannot force someone to walk a life that you want them to walk. You know, you just can't. And the sooner that you step back and put your hands off of it and just pray about it, the sooner hopefully they'll come back around to what they know is right.
Do moms ever think their kids are ugly? Maybe during their awkward years.
Aww.
That's what someone asked.
Aww. I don't think you ever think your kids are ugly. I mean, they're part of you, for heaven's sakes. I mean, so no, I don't think so. I never did. I mean, I think you are aware as a person that maybe your child is, you know, struggling with, like, you know, acne or their hair, you know, they need some help there. Or whatever.
Yes.
And you try and help them, you know, then.
Yeah.
Sometimes that they take offense to that at times, you know.
Why don't you think I'm beautiful?
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
I like my hair like this. You know?
I like my hair.
So you got to be careful in that approach too. But,
Yeah.
But
you always think we're beautiful.
yes.
Is there a favorite child?
Oh my gosh. See, I knew somebody was going to ask this. No.
Several people ask.
You know, no, absolutely not. And you mothers that do that, shame on you. Shame on you. Because that is wrong. No, I do not have a favorite. My children are all different, and so I can cherish each one's qualities differently. Just because you're a mom, you know, doesn't mean that all of a sudden, you know, you don't have any kind of personality anymore, and you know, your kids, you mesh with all of them equally, and that's not really true either. I mean, all of your children are going to have personalities, and you're going to adapt to that and have different relationships with each child, but you better not ever say that you have a favorite child, because that's just so, I know that's so hurtful.
That is hurtful.
That's so hurtful to the child, and I'm sorry if your mom ever told you that your sibling was the favorite, because can I just give you a hug? That's wrong.
Guys, comment below and let me know if you appreciated my mommy. My tiny little mother. Yes, she is really my mom.
I think I can tell that.
So sometimes on Instagram when I post pictures of you, people are like, that is not your mom. I'm like, she literally is my mother. I don't know. My sister, my aunt, just some lady I hired to pretend to be my mom. I don't know.
Okay.
Comment below and let us know if you appreciated the questions that we answered. If you have other questions, leave them below. Maybe we'll do a part 2 one of these days. Give this video a thumbs up if you appreciated my mama coming out and answering these. We love you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you very soon. Have hope.
And be free.